My first dummy, I did this already, so I'm going to just use the same one. This is my leg. Traced completely from my profile, and I would say this is the normal stance that you would get when somebody's fighting with you or against you. I know that my dummy is sitting on the height of from the height of the floor, 5 3/4 inch high. So I'm going to repeat this with the dummy that I'm making. Okay, so now the dummy is clamped to my table. I made the dummy as straight as possible. I put my other dummy's arm in it just for reference only. Like I said, if you don't have dummy arms, you could just use rough cuts of square wood that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Or you can skip ahead to my other videos, which I'll make later, and then do the arms first and then come back to this video. Just as long as you don't glue the two halves of the dummy together first. Now that this is clamped to the table, here like I measured already the height between the dummy and the floor. I know from my other dummy is going to sit at around 5 3/4 inch. That's according to my height and my size. Since I am 5'6" tall, I find that height is good for me. You want to adjust a dummy that is around your height. Perhaps if you're 6 feet, you might not want to adjust this at 5 3/4 inch. You might want it a little bit higher if you were taller. The main purpose of this is so that I can check and see where my placement of the leg will be and how the leg will look. Here I'm trying another design. This design is one that will take less wood. This is the other one. This is the other one. This will take more wood. It's thicker and the angle is more acute, so that I would have to cut more wood. This design is simpler. It perhaps will allow me to use less wood. So don't rush into this. Think about it. Test out which design. A lot of times the design here of the leg will depend on how much wood you have. Since this is just cardboard at this stage, when I want to modify the cardboard, all I do is just glue some more cardboard on. There is a slight problem that if I wanted to mount that foot at that angle in the front, the back comes up here, and there's going to be a piece of dowel that comes down here that hangs to about here at least to secure this, but then there's also a peg that comes through this one. So here that kind of like interfere with this thing. So at this point here, I don't know what happened yet. I'll probably have to cut this at this kind of angle so that there is room for a peg to come through here. So here we are. As you can see here, the distance between the dummy and the back of the foot is 10 inches right here, and to the dummy is a 3/4 inch there. So total from the back of the foot to the dummy, you should have a space in here that is 10 3/4 inch wide in this empty space. So this looks about perfect. Okay, this looks pretty good. I'm going to mark it. One of the reasons why this other leg isn't really going to work is that it will just take up too much wood. I really don't have that many pieces of wood like this. This angle is too much. Even the way it's done, I didn't like it. It was still way too much of an angle. Here, this angle is way too much. So that's out the window. Okay, so it's glued together. Now, this is the top or the bottom of the dummy. Do it the same on the top and bottom. This happens to be top right now. Get yourself a compass and draw yourself a circle. And this is 9 inches. So draw yourself a circle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here first. So I'm going to take a circular saw and cut ones like this all the way through to the other side. And I'm going to cut ones like this all the way to the other side. So that will take care of this chunk of wood. Then I take my circular saw and just cut this little corner off, and then this little corner off at a 45-degree angle. And then this corner. I tried cutting it right like this, but you're not going to make it. The saw is going to get stuck. The saw depth will not be as far to cut the whole thing. It'll get stuck. It's just too much of a wood because you got to cut 5 feet of this that way. So if you cut straight, just cut this corner off, then now you got these smaller 2 corners to cut off, so which makes the job much easier to do.